Hello everyone and welcome to day 105 of the 1000 days of no code challenge. Imagine this, you're hosting a webinar, workshop or meetup and you have created a Google form for people to fill out. Once someone fills the form, you want to send them a confirmation email instantly. But doing this manually for every single person, that's a nightmare. Today, we are setting up an automation which will automatically send an email to every registrant as soon as they submit the form. In the last video, we explored Zapier to create our automation. Today, we will use make.com for our automation. By the end of this video, you will know how to connect Google Forms to Gmail for sending automated emails after form submission. So, let's get started. Okay, so I would assume that you have already created an account on Make. You can go to organization, which will be open when you create an account, and create a scenario from here, or go to scenarios and you can create a scenario from here as well. In Zapier, every automation is called Zap. In Make, every automation is called scenario, right? So I'll click on this one and we are going to create an automation between Google Forms and Gmail, so that whenever there is a new form submitted, we're going to send them an email. Now, one of the things that we can do is, because Google Forms and Google Sheets has very close integration from Google itself, that means whenever you create a Google form, you can automatically link that to Google Sheets, right? And Google Sheets is always preferred for automation. That's why I'll take the Google Sheets as an example in this case. So we are doing Google Sheets as the trigger and Gmail as the action, right? So I've already gone ahead and created a Google form which has email, name and experience level. And I've already linked this to the Google Sheets, which is named Automation Workshop Responses. So I'll go to the scenario and I'll select Google Sheets as the trigger. And when you select Google Sheets, it'll ask you like what is the trigger that you want to select, like watch new rows, add a row, update a row, and so on and so forth, right? Trigger. So we want it to be watch new rows. So select that. It'll ask us to create a connection. Let's click on this and we can give some name here. I'll go with the default name. Click on sign in with Google. A new window will open where you can choose your account. It'll ask you for confirmation. Click on continue. It'll also give you the details of what all access are we giving. In this case, you can see edit, create and delete all of your Google Drive files. See, edit, create and delete all your Google Sheets spreadsheets, right? So it sounds a bit risky, but these platforms have been in the market for a very long time and these are reliable, right? So click on allow. Once you do this, it will ask you what is the search method, search by path or search from all or enter manually. I'll go to enter manually and we have to enter the spreadsheet ID here. And the spreadsheet ID is this particular text that comes after d/ and before /edit. So I copy this, I'll go over here and paste this, right? So once you do that, it'll ask you what is the spreadsheet name, and the spreadsheet name is this particular thing. I'll copy it from here and we will paste it. Table contains header. Yes, in our case, we have headers in the table. So I'll say yes. And rows with headers. So it is A1 to D1. So I'll just go here and make this as D1. I'll leave this to 2 for now. I'll tell you why. I'll click on save, right? It's asking us whether we want to start with specific ID or choose manually. What it means is, which of the records do you want to start with, right? So I'll select choose manually for now and it will show us all the records from the sheet. I'll select this one because we have just one. So click on save and then you can click on plus to add the next step, right? In this case, we need Gmail. So I'll select Gmail. And when you search for Gmail, you can see what are the options available. You can also go and show more, but what we want is send an email. So I'll select this one. Again, we have to create a connection. You can change the name if you want, sign in with Google. Now this time I'm going to use a different Google account just to show you that automations can be done from different account to different account. Okay, so what I mean by that is, though Google Forms or Google Sheets and Gmail belongs to Google, I can use different account for Google Forms or Google Sheets and a very different account for Gmail, right? So I'm going to use the second account from here. I'll go ahead and click on allow. So this would have set the connection. Now it's asking us what is the to address, add a recipient. So I'll click on this one and we can add the email address, and email address is there in B column. So I'll select this one. We can add a subject, thank you for your submission, right? We can add content, hello space name. We can say your submission has been successfully recorded. Thank you. Let's send this ABC. So once you add these details, you can also add an attachment if you want. I will not add, I'll click on save, and we've got the connection done. Now, if you remember, we spoke that Make is a visual builder. Okay, what we mean by that is we can drag and drop these elements wherever we want. We can zoom in or zoom out. Okay, so that way you can even build a larger automation scenario, and it's much easier to understand how things are happening. Plus, when I click on run once, right, you can see that this has run for one of the scenario, one of the records, and email has also been sent, right? Whenever you have multiple such things, you can run it and check like what all scenarios is working fine and what is not working fine. And if you have any errors, you can directly see it from here. So for very big scenarios, this will become much easier. Okay. Now, once this is done, you can enable this. Okay. And you can do this at regular intervals, which means you can run this for at regular intervals of 15 minutes by default for free plan. If you take some paid plans, you can go all the way until 1 minute, right? So it runs every minute. Other options is run it once, run every day, days of the week, days of the month, specified dates, and on demand. So I'll go with at regular intervals and 15 minutes. Click on save. What this means is every 15 minutes, this automation will check for new submissions and it will run for those submissions. Now, if you recall, we had limit of 2, and if you see the subtext here, the maximum number of results to be worked with during one execution cycle, which means every 15 minutes, it will run for only 2 records, right? So if you feel that there will be more than 2 submissions, which may happen in 15 minutes, then change it, right? You can make it as 10 or 100 or whatever it is based on your plan. So I'll click on save, and now every 15 minutes, it can send up to 10 emails, right? And the scenario is live now. You can see, oh, I'll have to click on save changes, and you can see that this is on, right? And this is happening every 15 minutes. So if you have a new submission, then the email will go to that particular user. Let me quickly show you that the email has come through. So you can see that, hello Ritesh, your submission has been successfully recorded. Thank you. We will send the next steps via email soon. Regards, Ritesh, ABCT. Right? You can also format this email in HTML if you want to, right? And for that, you will have to go to, click on this one, click on edit, go over here, and you can make this as, you can use HTML tags, and Make will understand that you want to send the HTML email. And just like that, we have created an automated email system for every form being filled on Google Forms. No more manually sending emails, no more forgetting to send emails, no more delays in sending emails. Everything runs instantly and on autopilot. The small but powerful automations helps us save time and streamline tasks effectively. Of course, Make.com is one of the many platforms that can do this, but its visual workflow builder makes setting up automation simple and flexible. Yesterday we explored Zapier, today we explored Make, tomorrow we are going to explore Public Connect. We'll keep shifting between these tools to understand different concepts so that at the end of this series, you will know which tool is the best fit for you. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.